Hello, thank you for joining us today for our webinar. This is Margie Moore from Big Orange Marketing. We're going to talk today about content and creating a content marketing plan that won't kill you. All right, I can see some people are here. So we're going to go ahead and be respectful for time and go ahead and get started. So today's Squeeze the Day webinar is 7 easy steps to a killer content plan that generates leads and won't kill you. So, we're talking to, if you're here, you probably know that content's very important, but, maybe you're finding it's a challenge to get to that content, to maybe know what to write. You're worried maybe that you're doing it wrong, or maybe you're having a challenge getting your thought leaders to contribute. So we're going to help solve that today with these 7 easy steps to creating a killer content plan. All right, so here's a little bit about our agenda for today. Whoops, I went way far forward. We're going to tell you a little bit about Big Orange Marketing. We're going to talk about why content matters. We're going to give you 7 steps for making a killer content plan, and then we're going to put it into an action plan and go over a poll and give away our gift card with that poll, gather some data while we do that. All right, so today's webinar is brought to you by Big Orange Marketing. We have 15 years of marketing experience each. Here's our leadership team here. We've helped dozens of clients win millions of dollars in business. We're HubSpot partners, and we're storytellers, first and foremost. All right, we're not talkers, we're storytellers. All right, so what is content? This is the Content Marketing Institute definition. It's a strategic marketing approach focused on creating and distributing valuable, relevant, and consistent content to attract and retain a very clearly defined audience, and ultimately that's to drive the profitable customer interaction. You can take lots of forms like pages. Your pages are part of your content. Posts, blog posts, videos, infographics, social media is also content, and many other things are content. Janice, are we doing okay? Can everyone see my screen? All right, so why does having strong content matter? Strong content helps share what you know with your audience to build trust and help educate them. You become more visible in search and social media when you have something to say and you're chipping away at your keyword terms. You increase your traffic as you build up your content in those keyword terms, and you build your website authority, which all helps fuel SEO, and it supports increased sales and loyalty with those existing customers. So you want to have strong content, and as much as you can, you want to actually try to be badass, like this gal on the left. All right, so what makes the best content? Content has to be useful. It has to share ideas and information and opinions worth sharing. So don't just regurgitate what's already on the web. You need to make it unique and fresh. You need to thematically share around your topic areas. You want to stay on topic, chipping away at those keywords. Your unique perspective is what resonates. So you may do something, there may be other people that do the exact same thing. There may be thousands of people who do what you do. So you need to share your unique perspective, and that's what's going to resonate with customers. You want to provide value, and you want to answer people's questions and solve their problems. So without further ado, we're going to give you the 7 steps to creating a killer content marketing plan. All right, step 1, start with your audience. Think about your ideal buyers. What are their goals, their pain points, and their questions? Personas are a great way to do this. As you start your plan, get them out, review them. Review your personas, is what I mean. They should be top of mind for every piece of content you create. If you don't have personas, don't let that stop you. Think about your audience in groupings. Like if you are a IT services firm, you're selling to probably like business owners and COOs. Think about these people as group and their groups and their common characteristics. If you're like a builder or developer or a mortgage firm, you're selling to like your mortgages are ultimately going to empty nesters and families. If you're working with financial services, there's groupings of people who are imminent retirees. Maybe there's groups like savvy savers. So just think about your audience in groups. Here's a visual for you of some Word document versions of personas we use, a PowerPoint version of persona. They don't have to be too difficult. We're going to make this easy. That visual in the middle is like if you were an IT services firm, you're probably selling to a lot of business owners, and some of their pain points are things like downtime. And that's a PowerPoint slide there for that visual. So, make it easy on yourself. All right, I skipped ahead a step. All right, step 2, you want to interview key stakeholders in your company. So everybody in your company is thinking about your company every day. So there's great ideas in their head. Create one set of interview questions to ask your department leads. Talk to the people who talk to your customers every day. Ask them about the buyer's goals and the buyer's pain points. And how do we as a company help solve those challenges? Ask them for the content ideas. What topics do they enjoy sharing with clients? Maybe you have somebody who loves talking about cybersecurity. You want to find out that type of information. What are industry trends? And very important, you need to ask your sales team, what are common questions people are asking when they're considering your product or service, and what are common objections that they hear why people don't choose your service? Get those from your sales team. All right, step 3, think about the journey. Create a simple map of your customer's content journey. So every customer that we talked about, they have pain points and goals at different stages, like the awareness stage, when they know they need help, consideration, and the decision stage. I'll give you a visual about that in a minute. What knowledge does your team have at each stage of the buyer's journey? Who in your company or from your leadership team are experts in solving those challenges? Create a spreadsheet to track those ideas for each stage of the buyer's journey. All right, here's a visual of the buyer's journey from HubSpot. We use this a lot. When we're talking the awareness stage, a great example is, I have a sore throat. I don't know what's wrong with me. That's the awareness stage. Consideration stage is, you have strep throat. What are my options? Decision stage is when you're choosing between decisions like, I can go to the ER or I can go see my primary care person. So that's a little reminder of what those stages are we're talking about. Here's a visual of a great resource from Interest IT in the awareness stage. So someone is looking for IT services. They've maybe been hacked and they know they need some more stuff. They need to be more cyber secure. So here's a little guide that's non-technical, something that anyone could do today. And it's a very well-performing awareness stage piece of content, very, very deep piece of content. Another idea is when someone is in the awareness stage, what are the questions they should be asking people when they're considering choices? So here's another great example of an awareness stage idea. All right, step 4, research your keywords. So as you go to build your content plan, get out your keyword sheet if you already have it, or do some quick research on tools like Google Keyword Planner and find out the terms that people are using when they search for what you do. Very important, look for longer tail keywords that use words like firm, company, services. This indicates people are, in the point of a little further down their sales journey, looking for what you do. So those are great keywords to grab. You can use tools like SpyFu, and you can see your competitors' keywords. Download these terms into that spreadsheet we just talked about creating in a separate tab and start, looking at those terms and maybe highlighting the terms that you feel are important for you to go after. All right, let me see if I got that. 4 to 5. All right, step 5. Next great step. Let's look at your competitors and what they're doing along the ideas of content. Pick 3 to 5 of your competitors. Look at their website. What forms of content are they doing? What topic titles are they doing that answer your customers' pain points? What questions are they solving or answering for those clients? What formats do they appear to be using? Are they using downloads? Are they using blog posts? Are they using videos? What are they doing? You can also use tools like BuzzSumo and put in your keywords and get popular content ideas. And you can also look at your competitors there as well. Another tool I think we just mentioned was SpyFu, Ahrefs. Those are tools where you can research what your competitors are doing. But it's also easy just to go look. Here's a visual of SpyFu. We put in content marketing, and I'll show you an example of what came up in another slide. We'll get to that. All right, we went way ahead. All right, so you've got all these things together. now let's bring it all together. Yeah, we're right to 6, so we're on track. All right, so hold a content workshop. So you talk to all those key stakeholders in your company. You've gathered ideas from your competitors. You know the keywords. So let's pull it all together and get everybody bought in. So if you're in person, you consider making it a fun meeting with like lunch or donuts, something like that. You need to do a little pre-work before this brainstorm workshop. Create a deck with a slide for each persona. Talk about their pain points and their goals, like that visual a few slides back. And then, create a next slide where you say, here are a few examples of what I mean by topic ideas. And then let each person brainstorm for 5 minutes or so on yellow stickies. And then you're going to ask everybody to share their ideas round robin stories style. So you go through one person, they share all their ideas. And meanwhile, you're taking notes on these and you're putting them all into that spreadsheet we created in another tab called Content Ideas. All right. So bringing it all together, step 7, we've got our plan. So you're just going to prioritize these into a calendar. So you're going to go through all those ideas that you came up with together as a team. And you're going to mark them 1 through 5. 1 being your top idea, 5 being, maybe it's too hard to create, or maybe it's not as broad a topic. Mark that more like a 5. So once you go through and put a 1 to 5 on each one, sort the top ideas together. Now move these ideas into a calendar with either like 1 idea per week, and you try 3 months. Get started with 3 months. Consistency is key here. So if you can keep up a once a week post, that's great. If you're actually more able to just keep up a once a month post or piece of content, do whatever you can maintain. Talk with your team about the topic ideas that you came up with. Who could be a thought leader for each of those topics? The more you're sharing authentically from an authentic real person in your company, what they know, the more you're building up the credibility of your entire company. So you do want to keep rotating those topic ideas around. And don't worry about having to be a writer or to create or a video creator. You can create an outline and then you can outsource this. You can outsource it to places like Upworks, or of course, companies like Big Orange Marketing can take this off your plate and can outsource all of that to us. Visually, I want to show you what I'm trying to explain here. So when I was prioritizing into a calendar, here's a visual from a Cincinnati wonderful event that's just exciting and huge that we have going on here. So a content calendar, the months are July and August here visually. You have a target date of when you want to publish. You put the title there. You can make links and things like that to your content to keep track of it all for yourself as you create it. And then status, like, is this in draft? Is it with the thought leader? That kind of thing. So that's visually how you can track all this with a spreadsheet. And then on the right is, how beautiful and awesome it can turn out when you get that created. So great, I'm doing okay on time. So bonus tip, amplify your reach with social media. So you need to fish where the fish are, using tools like Buffer or HubSpot, of course. So fish where the fish are. So you've created this great content. You need to be pushing it out to the social media, like the social media channels like Facebook and Twitter, and whatever is in your space, like maybe Houzz or other places. But push it out. And a great way to do that is a month at a time. Create a month in view social calendar and load it all up. And you can also use tools like Canva to create a visually cohesive branded set of assets. Each article that you wrote, each separate tip can become a separate social media share. So think about that you just amplified your content. Always remember to provide value, and then follow something called the 80-20 rule. You want to be sharing industry news as much as you share your own news. All right, so I told you I searched content marketing. One of the things that came up was 5 dangerous webinar mistakes and how to avoid them. One webinar mistake was, this was a very well-searched piece of content, well-shared piece of content. Anyway, one of the mistakes is not having a poll, and we will get to rectifying that mistake here towards the end. All right, so here's your action plan. We talked about 7 steps. It's a lot, so let's put it into an action plan. So knowing your audience, get out your personas is a great way to start, or talk as a team. Who are your top customers? Ask your team that. What are their characteristics? Just set aside next time in your next team meeting and talk about it. That's a way to get started. Interviewing key stakeholders, the little action plan here is we're going to share our list of key stakeholder questions in next week's blog post. Copy it. You can bring it down as Word and make it your own. You probably need to change it based on your industry. You can map out your customer's journey. Jot a pain point in each of your customer's awareness stage. Like, what would people really want to know when they first come to your website and they think they need help with what you do? Research your keywords. Open up your Google Keyword Planner and put 10 terms in that you just think of off the top of your head, and start to review that data and refine and get started. Number 5, review your competitors' top content. All right, 15 minutes. Right after this meeting, action plan, go visit one competitor site. You'd be amazed, like, what goes on. If you were just there a month ago, something new is probably there. It's a good idea to check on your competitors regularly and go see what they're doing for content. Just take a minute and do that. Step 6 for your action plan. This is brave. Go ahead and you can't do the workshop today because, like I mentioned, you have some good pre-work to do. It's all very doable. Book a meeting, like a month and a half out or 2 months out, with those stakeholders you would like to talk with, and work towards it. Could you be ready to do a workshop, a brainstorming workshop, a content brainstorming workshop at that time? So that's an action step you might want to take. It's a little bold. Okay. Step 7, prioritize those ideas into a 3-month calendar. Action item from today. Take that visual. We'll share the video of what a content calendar looks like, and create your own simple spreadsheet in a tab. I mean, that's a great action step to get started, and start that other tab for content ideas and just start saving your content ideas there. To amplify with social media for your action plan, go look up Buffer. Go look up HubSpot starter prices. Those are really good too. Would a tool like Buffer or HubSpot save you time? Think about just a month in view of your social, even if you're doing that natively. All right. So not sure what to do. I've laid a lot of information out here. This is what we do every day. We can help create a content strategy, walking companies through all these steps in an orderly fashion, and help you move forward efficiently. But if you're like a marketing director or a business owner, this is just good information to know, and you can work to try that on your own. All right. So tell us. This is our poll. And this is for the gift card. We will. So what is your biggest challenge when it comes to creating content? Is it that planning? I don't know where to start. I don't know what to talk about. Is it execution? You just never seem to get to writing your content or creating your videos, and it just never gets done. Is it thought leader participation? It's hard to get the thought leaders to participate and share their insights. Are you having trouble with that? Is it editing or quality? You're just not journalists, and you're worried you might make mistakes, or you're worried you might say the wrong thing. Is that holding you back? What is your biggest challenge? Or is it some other challenge that's holding you back? Or if you don't have a challenge, that would be a good choice 5. So in the chat, put in a number 1 through 5, or put in planning, execution, thought leaders. Share that there. We're going to use a randomizer after this. We're going to take your name. No, not name. We're going to take the numbers and we're going to put it in. We're going to come up with a name, and we will share the winner out on LinkedIn. We'll share it there, and we will email you your gift card. So the resource, the freebie we're going to give away with this is the set of key stakeholder questions. Check back on the blog next week. We'll get that up there, just in a downloadable Word format. I think will work. Here's my pitch. Why it's great to work with Big Orange Marketing. You get a team of experts. You get access to those journalists, writers, technology. You get marketing experts. You get small firm attention. We do complete management. We like to take marketing completely off of people's plates, walk them through a very clear blueprint, and get that done and done right. We're seasoned pros. At some firms, you get sold in by the A team, and then you got all the juniors working on your team. But we're all pros here. We're affordable. We're in the Midwest. And we deliver what others promise. Above all, we're honest. We know what needs to get done, and we do it, period. We know what works. All right, so Janice, do I have any questions?
Not at this point. And maybe if you would go back to the slide that talks about the challenges people face or might be facing, That would give them an opportunity to see those numbers again. Perfect. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Great. Okay. Well then, thank you. Are people able to answer in the? Oh, escape. Get too small. Can you still see my screen if I escape?
Yes.
Great. Great. Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys. We're gonna call it a day. 12:20. Thank you.